Hello, I'm Chris Lapadoulis with Anastasiopoulos. My keys are still stuck in that thing back there, so I'll try and fish it out at the end of the show. But anyway, we just have to deal with that for now. Anyway, I want to do this quick video about some stuff that our illustrious president said at one point in time that obviously people have forgot about. So, Elon Musk posted this, but whatever you think about him, it's interesting that he's posting this stuff, and it's really kind of great because it's fun to see what these politicians are, and they're just they'll just say whatever. They'll just say whatever they're told to say at the time to get. The thing about the thing, they're not really counting votes anymore, so I don't know what they're even doing. They're just workers, people that don't go, who'll go along with whatever they say. Is that really what they're doing?
It makes sense that no great nation can be in a position where they can't control their borders. It matters how you control your borders, not just for immigration, but it matters for drugs, terror, a whole range of other things. So that's the first sort of truism. The second truism is that this nation is such that people in the country should have the first opportunity to be able to have jobs that pay well and have jobs that are decent, and that after that, the second crack goes to what we may need from other parts of the world or any other input. We have.
Wow, he sounds like a Republican on the day today. The Overton window is moving so far. It's like,
we have to. And I had been arguing for, when I'm back in my days as chairman of the Judiciary Committee and straight through as the leader of the Foreign Relations Committee, I've been arguing for the need to put more protection at our borders, meaning that you have more border guards. This president, refusing to add the number of border guards, now said he has to send the National Guard down. He vetoed. He was against adding the number of border guards.
Wild.
I only can suggest the reason he was is because he needed that money for his tax cuts that were unnecessary. I'm not being facetious. I'm being serious. Again, show me what you value. He had put a higher value on tax cuts for the wealthy than he did on protecting the border. And all of a sudden...
When do we ever think that Joe's being facetious, by the way? Does he think we're just like, when he's talking, do we think he's kidding? Is he like saying stuff that he knows is so ridiculous and he can't even believe it himself that he assumes that you also are picking up on it, so he has to call it out? Is that what he's doing?
The public responds, and now he says, now we got to send the National Guard down there that's already overstretched by God knows how much. You know the units going in and out of your own state going to Iraq and Afghanistan. So I think what you have to do is you have to have a significant increase in the security of the border, including limited elements where you actually have a fence. Not a fence 3,000 miles like these folks are talking about, but you've got to...
Well, Mr. Biden, Senator Biden, President Biden, wherever the hell you are, I don't even know what you are. How are you? Do you even exist?
There are certain places people can go over and under a fence, but you can't take 100 kilos of cocaine over and under a fence. And what you do when you have limited places where fences are in populated areas, you force these drug dealers and others around, making it easier to apprehend because there's fewer places to come through. So I think the combination of virtual fencing, some fencing, additional border patrol is important. It's amazing how the free enterprise system and my conservative business friends talk about free enterprise and the right of competition and supply and demand. And yet there's one whole category of people they want to be allowed in on work permits that will take away jobs of Americans right now. We need seasonal agricultural workers, it makes sense, and we need special H-1B people where we don't
I'll leave a link to this so you can look at all the charts and stuff.
have enough people to fill spots that are needed at the high end, the high tech end. I understand that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. They have to bring in the H-1B visas, which is like 50% of the people in Silicon Valley. Yeah, these people are under constant threat of being kicked out because if they lose their H-1B status, they are shipped back to their country. So they're basically slaves. So these people love that. They love having people on the string that they can fucking play with and force them to vote. It's such a scam, but the voting thing, that's the thing that's coming to an end now. They don't seem to care about that. It's just, I think they have to have people still believe in it. I think that's pretty important, because if they don't believe in it, if they give it up and say, this isn't real, this isn't America, this isn't, what is it? I don't even know what this is. If they were to say that, they would lose all that power. So we're in a downward spiral now, because people that can pay attention to this take two routes. They either grift on it, or they exit and go someplace else and just or live minimally and just go like, oh, I hope this ends soon.
But I don't go for this idea of having the allowance of a significant increase, several 100,000 people a year, to take regular jobs, particularly in the construction industry. When you have another 300,000 people competing to hang drywall, figuratively speaking, or to carry bricks up a stairway up to the 15th story of a building, or to do a lot of other work in the construction area, guess what it allows the employer to do?
Who's doing that? Joe, these people are so out of touch. People are not climbing stairs with drywall, Joe. And he just says it so glibly, like it's just normal. Like, of course, people. Yeah, that's what just the little people do. Fuck this guy.
The wage lower. We have plenty of Americans to take those jobs. We don't have Americans who aren't willing to take those jobs. But the reason why the employers want this extra influx on a temporary basis, in my view, is it drives costs down. That's not fair to Americans. So you have to hold employers responsible in this measure here. Hold them responsible that they have to hire Americans first. Only if there's no Americans available for the job should we be promoting the idea of bringing in extra workers, in my view. 15 years from now, we're going to be saying, what are we going to do about the flow of illegals into the country of the United States of America? So they're the elements of the way I go about dealing with it. It's hard, it's difficult, it's susceptible to demagoguery, but the basic facts are employers have to be held accountable for unscrupulous practices of bringing people here in order to keep wages down. We have to protect our border by putting more infrastructure and investment in the border to be able.
Sick. Do you see how he skips right over it? Keep the wages down by importing illegals? Wow, these people are sick. I don't know how anyone can support these people if you actually listen to what they say and what they're actually telling them that you want that they're going to do.
We'll control it not just for immigration, but for drugs. And we have to provide a pathway for the people who are here that earn the opportunity to become American citizens.
So you just shove your way through the doors like, give me my stuff. Wow. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. I suggest leaving the United States for a little while until this kind of blows over.